All right, we are live. Beautiful people, Second Amendment patriots across this fruited plain. Make sure that we are good audio, video. We have got to dive into the most recent tyranny introduced in the, I believe, Senate of the United States. We are going to break down everything that you need to know about the newest assault weapons ban. We have got the bill text. We have got the fact sheets. We've got the sponsors with our fingerprints all over it. We got everything, and that's why we're doing a live to walk through this in mass right now. So make sure that everything is good to go, and we will crank on this bad boy as soon as we get everybody in here. All right, we got people showing up, tuning in. This is amazing. Hope you guys are doing awesome. This is going to be the second of 3 videos today. We have got some freedom to disperse, and the content is flying, and this is just the most recent episode of Insane Tyranny flying at me from all different angles. But anyway, so lights and sounds are good. This is good. This is good. I like it. I got my coffee. We've got so much content to dive into, guys. Jared did an amazing stream earlier on this actual announcement with the actual senators, but what I'm going to do now is break down all the stuff. I could not get this into a 6 to 7 minute video, so we're going to do a live stream together, and I will do the comments as I can, but mostly we're going to dive into this and try to make this happen. All right, so as we get more and more people in here for the drive home, we will start in a few moments. Hope you guys are doing incredible. Woohoo, let's hear it. Toby, don't fear not. This is just the most recent iteration of DOA that the Democrats want to put forward, but they put forward anyway. All right, we got people coming in. This is excellent. All right, guys, make sure you share the stream live. Live like it? That doesn't make sense. Like the stream, share the stream, and once we get a few more people in here, we're gonna start popping on this because this is a big deal, guys. As you know, let me get everything set up here. And we are going to dive into this little shenanigan because this is the title of the video is pretty appropriate, 2.0. Because that's kind of what this is. It's kind of got Nancy Pelosi vibes all over it, to be quite honest with you. Let me set this up. All right, as you guys are getting in here, please let me know you guys are all good to go and ready to rock this freedom, and we will make this happen. There we go. Yeah, it's good enough right there. All right, everyone is good. What's up, everybody? Everybody, awesome. All right, we got a lot of people. Let's get into this. Guys, what you are seeing on the screen is the newest iteration of an assault weapons ban. Big, scary assault weapons. All right, so what they've come out with is the long-awaited Angus King from Maine and another senator from New Mexico, the assault weapons ban. This one is called the Go Safe Act, which focuses gas-operated firearms. We're going to dive into all of this because the level of silly on this is a pretty high level of safety. I'll be completely candid with you. Actually, just put that right there. All right, everyone getting in here, good stuff. Okay, so let's go right up to the top. Look at this, guys. Look at that. Don't you feel safer? I mean, I feel safer. Look, it says Go Safe Act. So it's got to be good, right? Yeah, not really. What it stands for is the Gas-Operated Semi-Automatic Firearms Exclusion, the Go Safe Act. So while we are cruising through this, let me just give you some of the high levels, and this is the infographics that they put together. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that very much. I will get to the comments in probably a couple minutes. So here's the basic level. And like I said, there's a lot of content that we're about to walk through, so that's why I'm doing a live on this. The Gas-Operated Semi-Automatic Firearms Exclusion Go Safe Act. The Go Safe Act is a common sense proposal designed to protect communities from gun violence while safeguarding America's constitutional right to own a firearm for legitimate self-defense, hunting, and sporting purposes. Ooh, that was flowery. And now keep in mind, guys, this is a live stream we're doing right now, so we're going to get all the thoughts out right now. The very idea off the top of the cuff, just right off the cuff, right there, this violates Heller. Why is this difficult? Common use. This is not hard. It is 25 million of what they are trying to ban, minimum, are in the United States. You can't ban it. You just simply can't do it. Not to mention, this is DOA on arrival, dead on arrival for those who are not familiar with the DOA term. This is in the Senate. The Senate has to vote on this, has to get over the filibuster, 60 votes. You are talking about going into an election year, one of the biggest sweeping bans of assault weapons that you're ever going to see. Come on, guys. Come on. What is this? So, It regulates the sale, the transfer, and manufacture of semi-automatic firearms. The Go Safe Act regulates firearms based on their inherently dangerous and unusual lethality of their internal mechanisms, as opposed to focusing on cosmetic features. Now, this is an interesting one, because this is Angus King right here. Angus King has been saying this for a while. In fact, when he was starting to talk about this negotiation a month ago, he was hitting that exact same line. Well, it's not about the cosmetic features. It's about that evil mechanical internal function, which ironically has been one of the comical points of all the assault weapon ban of '94 at talk, because they quite literally, it doesn't work. We all know it works, and this is 100% a violation of Heller and common use all day. But anyway, check this out. Establishing a list of prohibited firearms. Ooh, lists. We know how we love some lists. Preventing unlawful modification of permissible firearms, mandating that future gas-operated designs are approved before manufacture, and preventing unlawful firearms self-assembly and manufacturing. Oh, look, ghost guns have shown up. Now, this is the nice little infographic, and this is kind of why I wanted to show you this in a live, guys, because I wanted to go through this in like a flowchart approach. So, what firearms are regulated? Well, let's get into that. They've got a nice little flowchart. Is the firearm semi-automatic? Well, if you say no, then everything is good. It's not regulated. However, if you say yes, is the firearm gas-operated? No, you're back over here at sale of manufacturing firearms. We're good. But if you said yes, though, is the firearm a recoil-operated handgun, semi-automatic shotgun, or .22 caliber or less rimfire weapon? Yes? Oh, we get to go over to the green again. Green is so nice. Guys, green. Look, green. But if you said no, though, does the rifle or shotgun have a permanently fixed capacity of 10 or less? Ooh, mag capacities. Does the handgun have a permanently fixed capacity of 15 or less? Handgun. So this is all mags. This is straight up mag capping is what they're trying to do. But you said no. Ooh. The sale and manufacture is transfer of the firearm is regulated, and you know it's regulated and serious, guys, because it went red. Also regulated, detachable magazines with over 10 rounds of ammunition. 10. Unlawful modifications, machine gun conversion devices, which is ironic since those are already a violation of the National Firearms Act of 1934. So we got some pretty normal stuff with new colors. That's kind of what we're looking at here. But don't worry, guys. Guys, it is okay, because look, it says right here. I'm pouring the sarcasm on really hard. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It says it right here, guys. It protects American Second Amendment rights. So we're fine. We're good, right? Let's just read it just to make sure. The Go Safe Act protects Americans' constitutional right to own a gun based on a firearm's established use for self-defense, hunting, or sporting purposes. The Go Safe Act accomplishes this by including exemptions. Oh, exemptions, okay. Based on maximum ammunition capacity according to a firearm's individual class, rifle, shotgun, or handgun. And this capacity must be permanently fixed, meaning the firearm cannot accept a detachable high-capacity magazine that would increase the number of rounds that can be fired before reloading and making reloading easier. So you're basically making them do a fixed magazine. That's essentially what you're saying. You're trying to stop them from reloading. Guys, we've been down these roads. Like, these roads are absolutely mainstays of gun control. Now, however, the differentiation between gas-operated guns and all these different pieces, which we're going to get into in the next, I have all the tabs up top. These are all the different pieces. It's just, man. But don't worry, guys. There are exemptions. But before we get those exemptions, I have to pay for this video. So what I have to do is I have to do a quick video from our sponsor. I'm going to hit it, and we are going to get right back into this. Let's do it. After I get that unreal tiny and make myself disappear. Cold turkey may be a great thing to have on your sandwiches, but it's not the best thing to have to break a bad habit. We're talking about our new sponsor, Fume, and they look at the problem through a different way. Fume is an innovative and award-winning design. Instead of electronics, it's completely natural. Instead of using vapor, it uses flavored air. And instead of using harsh chemicals, it uses all natural flavors. In my own personal experience, Fume actually surprised me a little bit. The make, the weight, the way you fidget with your hand, and also just the quality of materials is something that you guys need to check out. Stopping something is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 100,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, and there's no reason that can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com/Langley or scan the QR code and use code Langley to get 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. There's a link right down in the description box, and thank you so much to Fume for sponsoring this episode's content. All right, now we are going back to the goodness. Get that out of here. Whoops. Sorry, guys, I've never done that like that. That's crazy. All right, let's get back into this, though, because this is that insane. So we're going to talk about some exemption, guys, and I appreciate your patience while I hit and paid for the actual anti-YouTube support. I appreciate your patience on that. All right, let me get you back into size here. Now everything is good, and let's continue on this freedom quest. All right, so now to the exemptions, my beautiful people. Exemptions. Oh, look, here we go. 22 caliber rimfire or less firearms, so those are exempted. That's great. Bolt action firearms, that's amazing. Semi-automatic shotguns, I wonder why. Recoil operated handguns, any rifle with a permanently fixed magazine of 10 or less, any shotgun with a permanently fixed magazine of 10 or less, any handgun with a permanently fixed magazine of 15 rounds or less. I find this extremely just everyday gun control. Like, these are the same things they always talk about. And again, the filibuster is still in place going into an election year. I don't know what they expect to occur from this. Are they going to put a vote on this for Chuck Schumer on the floor? I honestly don't know. But even if they were to get over the filibuster, they're not going to get this into the House and pass the House. It's just, it smells like really offensively annoying virtue signaling. That's what it feels like. It feels just irritating. But let's continue. Because it limits high-capacity ammunition devices, it improves public safety response, and protects law enforcement. That same law enforcement that the Democrats who support this wanted to defund a very short time ago. They'll tell you they didn't, but they did. We are all there. And it creates an optional buyback program, guys. So we have gas-operated firearms that are particularly rifles. Those are out the door. Those are no-no. Go back to my infographic with the pretty colors. So we've got that little piece. We've got an optional buyback program, large capacity magazines. Boop. It's almost like they really tied this together with some people who might endorse this. Oh my goodness, guys, look, there's an endorsements page. Wouldn't you know it, when we jump deeper into this, who shows up on the endorsements? Well, we've got Miranda Viscoli. She's the co-president of New Mexicans to Prevent Gun Violence, New Mexico. That's the same woman, just so you guys know. This is the same woman who said Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, perfectly constitutional, her actions in banning the 2A. That's who that is. I did videos on it. We have Chris Brown, very fun Twitter account to follow if you want to see some extreme sarcasm and negativity. It's from President of Brady. Oh, let's see. We've got Adzi Vakiwa, Federal Affairs Director for Giffords. John Feinblatt, a cult favorite, president of Everytown for Gun Safety. It's a good one. We've got Sandy Hook Promise, Angela Farrell Zabala of Moms Man Action. We've got the who's who. And wouldn't you know it, guys, and this is the part where I'm sure you guys aren't connecting these dots either. This is weird because you've got all the same language and verbiage from Moms Man Action, Everytown for Gun Safety, Brady. You've got all the top groups in the United States all saying the exact same verbiage. Large capacity magazines, or LCMs. You've got assault weapons. You've got gas operated. You've got all the verbiage that they do. Fixed magazines, everything. This is straight up from a gun control playbook. So Angus King and Martin Heinrich are the ones who actually put this out. Democrat and an independent. So we knew this was coming, but wow, what are the odds that these parties were involved in building it and using the same language in the same bill? I am shocked. I'm sure you guys are shocked too. If I looked over in the comments right now, I bet you they'd be shocked. So let's jump over. I don't want to do the bill yet. Let's dive into this part, because this is the meat and potatoes. This is why you guys came. 1,000 people are here, so it is now time for the meat and potatoes. This is the actual little fact sheet that they put out, okay? So we're going to work through this and show you what they're actually accomplishing other than the high-level stuff of the press release with the pretty colors that I just showed you. By the way, in the comments, let me know if you guys like this live review stuff, because it allows me to get deeper and it allows me to get more information to you guys. But anyway, just let me know over there. So this is the Gas-Operated Semi-Automatic Firearms Exclusion Act, the Go Safe, because it's got to have a nice acronym and be pretty. So like I said right there, Heinrich and King, let's see, regulate sale and transfer. How do they do that, I wonder? All right, good stuff. You guys are liking this. Cool. So let's see here. If enacted, this bill would regulate the sale, transfer, and manufacture of gas-operated semi-automatic weapons by establishing a list of prohibited firearms, preventing, it's a registry by the way, preventing, oh no, sorry, my software did that. Let's do this one. Let's correct that just on the system. There we go. Let's see, what was I saying? Oh yeah, preventing unlawful modifications, mandating that future gas-operated designs are approved before manufacture, okay, and preventing unlawful firearm self-assembly and manufacturing. So, wow, that's a registry, and then also a mandated manufacturer requirement before acceptance of something to be sold. Okay, well let's keep going because I'm sure there's something really great in the protect Second Amendment rights of Americans. So it protects the constitutional right. As you can see here, it's clear for self-defense, hunting, and sporting purposes. It accomplishes this by including exemptions, which we already talked about. The capacity must be permanently fixed, meaning the firearm cannot accept it. And I already showed you the exemptions. But let's get down to what they're actually saying in here around the high-capacity stuff. Because I think this is interesting, the way they actually back this up. The Go Safe Act limits a firearm's ability to inflict maximum harm in a short amount of time by directly regulating large-capacity ammunition feeding devices. The bill would limit the number of rounds that large-capacity ammunition feeding devices are permitted to carry to 10 rounds of ammunition or fewer, which is silly. Additionally, the Go Safe Act makes conversion devices, including bump stocks and Glock switches, unlawful. Now, that's interesting because, guys, Glock switches are already illegal, according to the National Firearms Act. I mentioned that a little while ago in this video. And bump stocks have actually been accepted into the Supreme Court around how the ATF utilized the executive bureaucracy, redefined terms and definitions, and then they go forward and do it this way. So it's already going to SCOTUS. So why are they putting this in here in a bill that's DOA? Does this feel like virtue signaling, kind of putting it on a shelf later for anybody else? Let's keep going. We've got optional buyback programs. The Go Safe Act will prevent stockpiling of these lethal firearms and large-capacity magazines and also ensure no one loses the value of any firearms they currently have by establishing a voluntary buyback program, which would allow firearm owners to voluntarily turn over and receive compensation for non-transferable firearms and magazines as defined by this legislation. So that is interesting, okay? And this is why, thank you guys so much. I've been looking at the chat back and forth, but thank you for the super chats. I appreciate that. This is interesting because if you're looking at a buyback program, they're trying to get around the idea of taking things from somebody without just compensation. They're trying to get around that whole constitutional quagmire of what gun control presents. That's why they put that in there. Look, there's a voluntary buyback program. You can do this if you want. That's what that's about. Just so you know, make no mistake, there are no coincidences in here, and we are just cruising along down the road. Well, let's see, what's this one? Ah, yes. This is the sections. This is the different segments. So this is basically the cheat sheet or the cliff notes for the entire bill itself, which I'm not going to go through the entire bill, but it will be linked down there once this video is published. So this is from Senator Martin Heinrich, Democrat, New Mexico. Okay. Oh, let's see here. We already know that part. This is the part you guys are going to want to hear. So here's some definitions, and this is the part what they're determining as a gas-operated thing. Semi-automatic firearm means uses a portion of the energy of a firing cartridge to extract the fire cartridge case and chamber the next round. It requires a separate pull, release, push, or initiation of the trigger to fire each cartridge, and it's not a machine gun. Okay, here's what they're talking about, and they're referring to as gas-operated. Okay, so this is a big part of this bill. Means any semi-automatic firearm that harnesses or traps a portion of the high-pressure gas from a fired cartridge to cycle the action using a long-stroke piston, where gas is vented from the barrel to a piston that is mechanically fixed to a bolt group and moves to cycle the action. Short-stroke piston, direct impingement system, hybrid system, blowback-operated system, and recoil-operated system. That is every type of system. So what they're doing is anything that utilizes the gas to cycle itself is where it's going to be banned or blocked or stopped. Now, again, DOA in the Senate, DOA in the House, but this is what they're putting out here. This is kind of like the Manchin-Toomey bill of years gone by, where they would say it's a little bit of gun control, it's a little bit of rights, but it's a lot more gun control, kind of that vibe. And if you guys are just now getting in, thank you so much for tuning in. This is kind of what they're doing here. This entire thing is based around any type of gas-operated vehicle, gas-operated rifle, which would be pretty much everything that is a assault weapon ban. All right. Oh, let's keep on going here. Let's see. Oh, guys, this is great. The large capacity ammunition feeding device, it provides an exception for 22 caliber or less rimfire ammunition devices. Who's going to tell them that ARs shoot a 22 round? Who's going to tell them, guys? Because it does. Anyway, let's keep going here. Make sure you guys are still good. Yep, we are still good. Cool. So large capacity ammunition feeding devices means a detachable magazine, a belt drum, a feed strip, a helical feeding device, or similar device, including any such device joined and coupled with another in any manner. Ooh, that means like you can't like do this number. That has an overall capacity of, or be readily restored, changed, or converted to accept more than 10 rounds of ammunition. Okay, so that pretty much covers all of it. Here's who they're going to prohibit, and this is the meat. Like I said, this is the meat and potatoes right here. So if you guys are just getting in, we're talking about the Go Safe Act, which would basically be Assault Weapon Ban 2.0. Prohibit any person from importing, selling, manufacturing, transferring, receiving, or possessing a firearm, device, or combination of parts if done knowingly or with reasonable cause to believe. So basically, what you have, you can't sell it, you can't transfer it, you can't manufacture it, you can't buy it. So the option that they're getting around the constitutional infringement there, other than the Second Amendment, is they're saying you can buy back and we'll give you money. That's what they're trying to pitch here. That's what they're trying to do. So that's important to understand why they would put that in there so hard. Let's continue though. The firearm is included on the ATF list of prohibited gas-operated semi-automatic firearms. The firearm is modified to operate as a prohibited gas-operated semi-automatic firearm. Combinations, parts of designed to modify a firearm to operate a prohibited gas. Man, this is just all any way that gas can be utilized, it's going to be banned on an ATF list. That's what they put together here. This, like I said, guys, this has DOA. I'm going to get to your comments here in a second because I want to make sure you guys are involved on this conversation as well. But this entire thing, the governments can have it. We can't have it. We can basically not buy, sell, transfer, get rid of any of them because that will be illegal because they're going to ban everything. But the government can buy them back. Anybody on the left who was just complaining about the fact that, you know, the government shouldn't have all these police officers, now the only ones that have the guns are those same police officers? I'm not saying that. They were saying that. I'm highly confused. But anyway, let me get over to the chat here because, you know, you guys deserve some of this chat. Here, let me get over here so I can read it a little bit better. Let me catch up here. But we still have our muskets. That's right, Amy. Amy must have been paying attention to Senator Whitehouse, who said that muskets did less damage than an AR-15. That's right. Great job, Amy. Love that. And I'm going to get some coffee while we're doing this, while they're coming in. So, guys, we're going to go back to that in 1 second. But get these chats. Let's get these chats going. All right, we got 1,300 people here. That is lovely. Nice job, guys. Great job. Oh, gas bans. Right, so here's the thing. Oh, thank you so much. Dead right there. I like that. Thank you for the super chat, guys. You guys are awesome. So that's something I want to talk about. And as we got more people in here right now, understand that this is a DOA bill. That does not mean we ignore it, and that does not mean that we don't get irritated by the fact that they use the Second Amendment as a punching bag. However, understand, this is a DOA bill. Because, again, it would have to go through the Senate, which has a 60 vote requirement to get over the filibuster. Then it would have to go to the House, which has a Speaker of the House who's Republican, who would have to bring it to the floor, and then the Speaker would have to get his caucus to vote on it, all Republicans in an election year. This is clearly DOA. Now, here's one important piece. This is key. You have to understand that if they were to receive full power and they were to receive both chambers, it would still be hard. Like right, Star Wars games is hitting on the same thing I am. It may not be DOA forever. It is DOA right now, but this will be on a shelf and you will see it again. Just like Nancy Pelosi's HR 1808 is also on a shelf. That's what they're doing, right? So understand, as we go through this, that's a big one. And I think we're going to send another letter, guys. I think Angus King is going to get another letter. What do you guys think? You guys want to sign that? Because I'm down. I will write it. I will write it very quickly and we will sign it. Let me know in the chat right down there. Oh, man. Michael says, if it passes from the Senate, it doesn't go straight to the president's desk. No, it has to be confirmed by the House. That's why all the back and forth is always going down between those two systems. It has to, like the live reviews. Awesome. I'm glad. By the way, before I go back to the content, do you guys like the live reviews as well, just like Nathan said? Absolutely, I'll sign it. Oh, guys, if you want it, I will write the letter because the last one was 815 pages. You guys did great. 12,000 signatures on that bad boy. So awesome. Yeah, Joe, dead on arrival. Exactly right. Passes gas, write the letter. Okay, I will absolutely write it. We will make it happen. I appreciate that, Full. Like the lives, everyone digs it. Cool. That's funny. Grim says, how are they going to do a buyback program if you need an FFL to sell weapons in this bill? That's funny. That's a good point. Oh, man. What's DOA? Dead on arrival. Means basically it would have to do all of these insane things. Like, this is the last thing I'll say because I'm looking at the chats and I'm just kind of cruising while we're going this because we're already at 25 minutes. God, these lives fly. I love doing these with you guys. Here's the thing. When they put these bills out and they don't have the Senate or they don't have the votes or they don't put the House out, these are for virtue signaling. These are to say, look what I did going into an election year in order to satisfy the far left. It also gives the gun control groups that have sponsors on this, it gives them an opportunity to fundraise for their own campaigns and their own stuff. That's what this all is. This is a fundraising attempt that is a virtue signal that is DOA on arrival for the time being. Now, let's get back to this because we have got to walk through this. What up, guys? Everyone getting in here? Great to see you guys. Awesome. Make sure you are liking and subscribing. Now, let's get back to this. All right, so let's see. What do we talk about? Let's see here. Oh, yes, that's right. We were talking about how the government gets all the guns and no one else does. Allow the continued possession of gas-operated semi-automatic firearms lawfully manufactured and transferred before enactment. Oh, thanks, guys. That's cute, but you can't transfer it after the date of enactment. That's okay. There is an exception though between immediate family members. That's good. It hurts. It hurts so bad. Let's see here. Let's keep going. I don't want to do that part. I'm just catching up because a lot of these details I haven't read all the way through because honestly, there's a lot here and I wanted to get to you guys. Okay, that stuff right there. Firearm penalties. Publish a list and put in the Federal Register, provide notice of the list, require clear and convincing evidence before removing any regulated gas. Okay, all that is legalese about what they have to do legally to get it in the system. But again, it would have to pass before they even got to this point, but this is what they put it in here. Oh, hold on a second. This is some interesting stuff right here. The things that are required. I can't talk right now. All right. Here we go, guys. This is the actual bill. Require for the Attorney General to issue a written determination approving or denying the semi-automatic firearm design application within 240 days of the application. Require the Attorney General to establish appropriate fee structure. Of course, there's money involved. Firearm Safety Trust Fund. I wonder where that would go. All taxes imposed under the NFA and any fees collected during the application process. I assume that would mean they'd want to put the rifles under NFA. Allow a licensed manufacturer appeal the design on whatever. Attorney General written revising denial application. Okay, federal court review. That part doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's that one. So, guys, are you feeling safer? Are you feeling safer on the Go Safe Act yet? Because so far we've gone through. Let's just go back and hit. We've gone through the original introduction. We've gone through the Go Safe, kind of the segments and everything. We've gone through the segmented bullet list. We've gone through the endorsements themselves. This is the actual bill itself, and this is the last thing I'll touch on. I'm not going to dive too deep into the bill because I'm going to do a shorter video later to kind of chop this up a little bit. But this is quite literally a farce. I mean, like this is something that people told Angus King and Martin Heinrich to do something, just do something. So they just did something. And now that something is going to do nothing, but at least they did something. And that's an important piece to understand. Thank you so much for this super chat. Has anyone really been far, has even decided to use, sorry, I can't read that. Yes, ma'am. I don't know. Or yes, man. Guys, they're reclassifying semi-automatic firearms. They're trying to amend the 1968 Gun Control Act. They're trying to put things under the NFA. They're trying to take the money from the fees from the NFA into a different slush fund, I could really say it is. And they're trying to put large capacity magazines in. That's what we're looking at. And so this entire thing is just a legalese version of what we just read. But effectively, we get over here and kind of readjust these screens a little bit. Effectively, they are putting out this Go Safe Act as an opportunity to virtue signal to their left and say, oh, look how good we are at doing things, because we actually did something for the gun controllers. The gun control groups say, look what we can influence people to do. Our fingerprints are all over it because they basically wrote this whole thing. And then in the meantime, we're stuck in the middle with our gun rights being the bludgeon going back and forth between left and right. And this is DOA upon arrival. That's effectively where we're at on this. And I wanted to read through this with you just to give you what they're pitching, what they're looking at with their pretty colors and their infographics. And I couldn't really do it, excuse me, I couldn't really do it in depth in one short little video, but I will come back and do pieces on this. But it's asinine what they would pass as a constitutional law when the entire thing right out the gate is defeated by the Heller decision. This is not outside the box of hard. This is easy. Common use. Okay, it's common. Well, you can't ban it then. This is very, very simple. And yet they still put these bills forward. I'm going to get over into the chats a little bit more because I feel like I neglected you guys this time because, to be quite honest with you, I was trying to read all these things. FPC and GOA are... Yeah, they're going to be on top of this. It's insane. I will definitely get that letter out, and I'll let you guys know when I get the letter written. But right now, if you guys want to put anything in the chat, your thoughts, your feelings, anything you want to address, I will absolutely address it. I'll be doing one more video later tonight, probably around 9 p.m. Eastern time. But there's so much going on, guys. It's just absolutely insane. So now this is interesting. Patriot just said something. I'll kind of do comments for like 5 minutes. Patriot said something interesting. They grasp at anything as they are evil, and you can feel it. They're grasping at anything because the confines of our Constitution are constricting around what they're doing. That's the important piece. The Bruin ruling, it also cancels the AWB. Yes, it does. I don't even need to go to the Bruin ruling. I can just stop at the Heller, but when you stack both of them together, it absolutely does. Yeah, you're right. We did a 1994 AWB. Didn't work. I hope the NRA started. Yeah, I saw Super Troopers. But guys, that's kind of what we're dealing with. As we are wrapping this out, do you guys like when I do longer format lives like this, breaking down information, showing it on screen, and kind of doing that thing? A bunch of you said earlier you did, but I want to make sure that you guys are getting value out of this. I don't want to waste y'all's time because I think that's an important thing, to respect your time. But yeah, let me know right over here in the comments before we hop out of here. Let's see. Anyone else sick and tired? Yeah, we're sick and tired, but that's why we're going to win. We are going to fight this, and we are going to win. 'Tis fun, honestly. Hey, there you go. Yes. Sounds good. Absolutely. You must can release. Yep, keep doing it. Love lives. Good discussion. Cool. Cut it by 5 minutes. Like the format, sweet. Yeah, nothing will change of the normal stuff. I'm just trying to mix in new things to make sure you guys get a lot of good information, a lot of good interaction out of this, and get a benefit. I don't want you guys just to, waste your time, because that's not cool. Oh man, let's see. love long lives. Keep bringing the heat. The infringement just never stops. Well, so now this is the last thing I'll say in closing. The attempted infringement just never stops, because we are also on the other side, and we are pushing back against the infringement to make it stop. Now, they're going to keep going different avenues, but the bigger doors that we keep on shutting in their face, like, for example, the 7th Circuit's ruling on ARs, yeah, that goes to the SCOTUS, that renders this entire thing moot. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Excuse me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you tonight on the next episode, and I cannot wait. Thank you so much for spending this live with me. I will see you guys on the next one.